We must have watched it 100 times. You was going to bed. What's up, my dudes? Monster Energy Supercross 3, the new gameplay that they came out with on their Instagram page. If any of you guys haven't seen that, you can go to the Supercross official video game Instagram, and they just came out with a new video about a week ago. So basically what they're doing is they're going to do these little like short deep dive videos on all the different features of the new Supercross game. That's kind of what I think they're going to do. So it's going to be interesting because it seems as if, by the way, they made that first video doing the deep dive on the official teams thing, right? It seems like they're also going to do a deep dive into the track editor, deep dive into the free roam co-op mode, deep dive into the female riders, deep dive into the race director mode. It just kind of seems like that's what they're going to do. So yeah, it's kind of what it looks like from this new Instagram thing. So one thing that kind of caught my eye in that official team's first little video that they've made, that's like one of the biggest features that they're pushing for this Supercross 3 game and everything. What caught my eye was just when they went on the gameplay. If you go watch that little video, they went on the I guess it's like the compound or training, whatever they want to call it in there. You can literally see like 5 different Supercross tracks whenever they're zooming into that. I don't want to show any footage of that because, they'll be on my ass in a hurry. I don't want to risk any copyright or anything like that, but basically what it's saying is to be able to get on any of these official teams, you have to go into the whole training compound thing and like prove yourself, and depending on how good you do, then more teams are going to offer a spot. It kind of goes through a little bit of a campaign element like that, but that was just interesting just seeing that where they showed some of the gameplay. I guess that's just the standard free ride compound of the game, but it's just like the training area of it. That's kind of what I was thinking. But I mean, you could literally see like 5 or 6 different Supercross tracks. Like, that's a lot. That's a good sign content wise for sure, that there's like going to be 4 or 5 different Supercross tracks on that free ride spot. I don't know if I was exactly seeing that properly, but I think that's what it was, and I think that's what I was seeing. So we'll see how many motocross tracks that compound's got on it and stuff. But basically that's how it's going to work. Is you're going to go through the campaign, you're going to start off with like, I guess, like a privateer no name team or whatever, and then you're going to prove yourself in the little training area and whatnot, and I guess depicting on what kind of finishes you get in the actual races, and you can go to other teams and stuff like that. This is all kind of surprising to me that this wasn't already in the first game. That's like, I'm really shocked that this wasn't in the first game. You would think in an official Supercross game you would be able to ride on the official teams, and we're just now getting it in the third game? What? I don't know. This to me just seemed like something that should have been there a long time ago. But the coolest thing I think that's going to come out of this whole thing is now you're going to actually be able to have your like Monster Energy helmets and your Red Bull helmets and all that kind of shit on your own custom rider, because that's kind of the reward for getting on whichever official team, is you can actually run the gear and the helmets and the bike skin or whatever on your own, your own rider stuff in the game, which you've not really been able to do ever before. And that's something we've all been asking for a long time, to be able to have like, Monster Energy helmets that you can run in the game and Red Bull helmets that you can run in the game and stuff like that. And they just haven't really been in these motocross games. So I think that's going to be really cool, being able to mix and match like the official Monster Energy helmets with your own gear and your own shit. And it'll just add a cool little extra customization dynamic to it that I think a lot of us have actually wanted for a while in these games. It's kind of a weird roundabout way for them to implement that, but still, it seems like that's going to be the same sort of outcome. You're going to be able to have whatever, Monster Energy logoed up jersey. You're going to be able to have a Red Bull jersey, all the official, you can run like HRC jerseys, whatever, that kind of stuff, right? Seems like that's the way it's going to be. Rockstar helmets, that whole sort of vibe. Actually have a Rockstar skin on your custom Husqvarna, stuff like that. So it'll be cool to see all that. It seems like from that little Instagram video, it does seem to be somewhat extensive. I don't know if I'm just kind of thinking that, and then we'll get in there, and then it's not really that extensive, but it does look at least interesting enough to try it out when it comes out. So we'll see how that all turns out. But I'm interested to see the next few videos that they put out, because you can see when they first go into this, this little short official teams video, little dive in or whatever you want to call it. It kind of pans through these, like, you can see all the other features there in sort of a little laid out list, right? And then it sort of zooms into the official riders individually, that sort of feature individually. So I bet you 100% they're going to go in there and make their own little separate deep dive videos into the newer track editor, into the race director, into the new co-op whatever mode, right, into the dedicated servers. I'm sure they'll make a separate little Instagram video on all those working up to the actual release of the game. So I just wanted to make this video just to let you guys know. Some of you guys didn't really know that they were doing that, and you're wanting to kind of see some more information and see some more actual newer gameplay footage and gameplay info and stuff. All you got to do is go to their Instagram, because I think that's really the main place they post that shit. So yeah, if you're wanting to get into that and see that, that's where you find it, boys. But it was interesting seeing that training area in that compound. It actually looked like there was quite a few Supercross tracks on it. Again, this is not really saying about how many motocross tracks is going to be on it, but I mean, the whole entire screen was like just filled up with 4 or 5 different Supercross tracks. So it certainly piqued my interest a little bit, content-wise. Like, damn, that's going to be sick, actually having 4 or 5 different little training areas that you can ride on, little Supercross outdoor training areas, because typically, even in the Supercross games, you still only get, 1, maybe 2 outdoor, full-blown out-of-the-stadium Supercross tracks in the games. You typically only get, 1 or 2 of them. Then you typically only get 1 of them in the motocross milestone games. So it looks like now you're going to be getting, 4 or 5 or 6 of them on that one compound. So it'll be interesting. They do say it's going to be the biggest free ride area they've ever had before. So, it all kind of comes together and makes sense. But I mean, I think this official teams thing is cool, and it, I don't have any problem with it. Don't take what I'm saying negatively about it the wrong way. I'm just saying, shit, you would have expected that to be in the first official Monster Energy Supercross game. Is that not the whole point of it? So you can ride on the official teams and I'm just kind of confused as to why this is a big push, their biggest new feature, when it literally should have been in the first game, no questions asked. That's just what should have been in the first game. I'm just so confused on how that's even a thing. But whatever. It's kind of the same way with the female riders. How is that a new feature? I don't know. It's why was it not just in the first game or just added into the second game? Why wasn't the official being able to be on the official teams just added into the second game? What the hell? It's you know what I mean? I don't know. And then the same way at the co-op on the free riding. Why wasn't that in the first game? That's in every single other motocross game out there where you can co-op on the free ride tracks. What? I'm just so confused on that. Now, the new race director mode, that's a little bit of a new vibe they got going on. So that is actually one thing that seems to be somewhat, new and oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And then obviously the dedicated servers. So, but yeah, it seems like they're going to be making a little short Instagram little mini dive videos. They're not full-blown deep dive. They're just kind of giving you just a little more information, just talking about each one of those, official features that you see when you go on the website. Seems like they're going to make separate individual little Instagram, 30-second to a minute long videos on each one of those. So, if you're looking for that, if you're, thinking if you're going to buy the game or not, and you're kind of wanting to see some more on each one of those features individually, definitely, keep tabs on that official Monster Energy Supercross Instagram, and that's the main place they seem to be posting that shit. So either way, we'll just have to see, man. I don't know. It's got some potential. It was interesting when they went to the first person camera. Damn, that looked pretty good. I don't know. Of course, it was just a short little clip, so it's hard to even say really. But I don't know. Maybe they can. That would be so cool if they could get their physics and the filling on the bike and everything, the first person camera better. than it was in MXGP 2019. Jesus Christ. You know, if they can get some of these little things better in the game, it's got a lot of potential. It really does. I mean, I'm just telling you guys, it does. Like, and they're still going to have that amazing graphics on the side over here that they're known for and that they've always had, right? So you're still going to have that, but then when you start implementing the better arcade motocross gaming physics, the better in-air physics side of things specifically is what I'm talking about, you know, the better whip design, not feel like you just hit a button, play an animation. Once they get all that shit in there, it's going to be fucking badass, you know what I'm saying, boys? I just don't know if this Supercross 3 game is really going to have all that to the extent that we're wanting or thinking that it might have. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if it's going to be in this game or if it's going to be in the 4th one or if it's going to be in the 5th one, but I genuinely do think by the time we get to official Supercross 5 or 6, she'll be pretty solid. And I mean, as expected, but I'm just saying, you know, I do think they're eventually going to get there, especially taking some of the MX vs. ATV, you know, influence and air physics. And once they can tinker on that a little more, polish that a little more, I think it's all going to come around. I really do. So, believe it or not, Spencer Turley, the, you know, apparently milestone hater out here, is actually optimistic. Holy shit. Oh, why don't you just think to yourself, when they do something really amazing and really great and seem like they're making good improvements, I will come in here and say it. It's not like I'm scared to come in here and give Milestone a plus or like a positive opinion. That's never been the case. It's just been one of those things. I've just kept it real from the jump, man. Like, that's just all there is to it. No matter what's going on, what's happening, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Like I don't have any like weird connection to it or whatever, or I'm like seeing through these, you know, rose-colored glasses or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't have any of that. So it's very real, raw opinions on it. But you know, we just got to wait and see, man. So we're like, what, 2 or 3 months out from release right now, and they'll be coming out with some more of these Instagram videos, and we'll be able to look at some more stuff on it. But either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.